Our group is presenting on Chapter 3 of How Learning Works: What Factors Motivate Students to Learn. In the introduction of this chapter, we are given two scenarios of students being unmotivated to learn in class. In the first one, we see an enthusiastic instructor disappointed by a lack of effort by their students because the values surrounding learning philosophy were not shared by both the instructor and the students. In the second scenario, students were informed beforehand about the difficulty of the class, which surprisingly made them less willing to put in effort or try at all. Their expectations for the course were set beforehand to fail, therefore, there was a sense of helplessness. This brings us to the idea of motivation and how it affects the amount of effort students are willing to give. In order to be engaged with the material, there needs to be shared expectations and values with it. Otherwise, students would not be willing to learn. Depending on what they see as a priority, as well as how it would affect their other responsibilities, students may either be more or less motivated by a subject.
One of the strongest influences on motivation is goals. Goals act as a compass guiding a wide range of purposeful actions, but they don't always operate in isolation. Students often pursue multiple goals at once, which can either strengthen or complicate their motivation. There's also a distinction between goals as a professor has for their students and the goals students set for themselves. A major category is performance goals, which focus on protecting the desired self-image and projecting a positive reputation. These come in two forms: performance approach goals, where students strive to demonstrate competence and outperform others. This can be motivating and beneficial. Performance avoidant goals, where students aim to avoid failure and appearing incompetent. This can lead to anxiety and disengagement. In contrast, learning goals focus on mastering material and improving skills. Students with learning goals are more likely to use deep study strategies, ask for help, and persist through challenges. They focus on understanding rather than just looking capable. Another category is work avoidant goals, students who want to finish tests as quickly and effortlessly as possible. They may seem disengaged, but their motivation is often context-specific. A student may avoid effort in one class but work harder in another. Beyond academics, students also have social goals, like making friends in a course, and affective goals, such as seeking engaging and simulating experiences. When a classroom activity meets multiple goals at once, intellectual, social, and emotional, motivation is strengthened. Students with multiple goals are typically more successful than those with just one. However, conflicting goals, like wanting to be successful but also wanting to have friends in the course, can complicate motivation. When a professor's goals align with the student's personal goals, motivation to pursue learning is reinforced, leading to deeper engagement and better outcomes. Goals alone don't drive motivation. What also matters is their subjective value. Value is one of the key features influencing whether a student pursues a goal. Simply put, students are more motivated to pursue the goals that hold the highest value for them. There are three main types of value. First, attainment value, which is the satisfaction gained from mastering a skill or accomplishing a goal. For example, a student may feel pride in solving a complex mathematical theorem or spend hours perfecting their skills in a video game. Intrinsic value, which comes from the enjoyment of the activity itself, rather than the outcome. A student may spend hours designing a theater set, coding a program, or trying to understand the complex regulations of blood flow to tumor cells because they find the process rewarding. This is the foundation of intrinsic motivation. Instrumental value, which refers to how a goal helps achieve other important objectives like career success, recognition, or financial stability. For instance, a student may study business but not actually enjoy it, but for the promise of salary and prestige. These types of value often work together rather than in conflict. A student may begin with instrumental value and study career prospects, but later develop an intrinsic passion for the subject. Since value is not fixed, it can evolve over time, reinforcing motivation in new ways.
One key factor that strongly influences motivation in students is expectancies. And these expectancies refer to a student's belief in their ability to succeed, and it strongly influences motivation, effort, and a student's persistence in learning. More specifically, we see that a higher expectancy on the student's part results in more effort, persistence, and engagement in their learning, while lower expectancy results in avoidance, disengagement, and minimal effort when it comes to learning content. We also see that motivation for learning is highest when the task has value to the student and the student believes that they are able to succeed in a supportive environment. In order to improve expectancy, or in other words, in order to increase a student's belief in their ability to succeed, it is critical to provide early success opportunities to the student, offer clear goals and feedback to the student so that they are able to receive positive feedback and mentorship and just succeed in their coursework. It is also important to foster a growth mindset in every student and create a supportive learning environment in order to improve expectancies and, as a result, increase motivation in the students.
Learning is not just about absorbing information, it's shaped by the social, emotional, and intellectual climate of the classroom. Three major factors impact students' perception of their learning environment. Faculty-student interaction. When professors are approachable, fair, and supportive, students feel encouraged to participate and seek help. Peer dynamics. A welcoming and inclusive classroom culture promotes collaboration and confidence in learning. Course content representation, where diverse perspectives within course materials help students feel valued and engaged. A positive learning climate leads to higher motivation, deeper engagement, and stronger academic identity. A negative climate, however, can result in higher anxiety, lower participation, and even increased dropout rates when students feel unsupported. To foster a better learning environment, encourage inclusive discussions and diverse perspectives. Students in diverse groups develop stronger critical thinking skills. Provide constructive, growth-oriented feedback, helping students adopt a growth mindset and persist through challenges. By shaping a supportive and inclusive environment, we can boost student motivation and success in learning, which all helps improve the expectancy of a student, which is when a student believes in their ability to succeed, and they are interconnected, where a positive climate will lead to higher expectancy, which then leads to students succeeding more in classroom environments.
Research summary. The research reveals that motivation is driven by three interacting factors: value, expectancy, and environment. No single factor works alone in determining motivation levels. These elements work together in complex ways to influence how students engage with learning. An encouraging finding is that motivation can be modified through targeted interventions. By making adjustments to any motivational dimension, we can positively impact student engagement. Research particularly highlights success in two areas: working with defined students through supportive approaches and helping build confidence in students who feel uncertain about their abilities. As instructors, we have significant influence through our course design and teaching methods. The choices we make in structuring our courses and interacting with students directly affect all dimensions of motivation. This gives us multiple leverage points for supporting student engagement. These research findings provide valuable guidance for making informed decisions about supporting student motivation in our classrooms. Consider how these findings might apply to your own teaching experiences. Strategies. So let's first explore three key types of strategies that research shows can enhance student motivation. The first type focuses on value building. When we connect course materials to what students care about, use grounded use tasks grounded in real situations, and show both immediate and long-term benefits, students are more likely to engage deeply with the material. For example, in a statistics course, using data from current events or student interests makes abstract concepts more meaningful. The second type involves expectancy building. By structuring early opportunities where students can experience success, providing crystal clear guidelines about what's expected, and giving specific actionable feedback, we help students build confidence in their ability to succeed. Think of it as creating stepping stones that lead to larger achievements. Finally, we have combined approaches that create an optimal learning environment. By offering appropriate choices in how students learn, incorporating moments for reflection, and maintaining a supportive atmosphere where questions and mistakes are welcomed, we create conditions where motivation can flourish. These strategies work together, implementing elements from each type creates the strongest foundation for student motivation. Consider how you might incorporate one strategy from each type in your next lesson.